welcome back to another episode of the Female Empowered Podcast. I'm your host, Christa Gurka. And as always, I'm so happy to be here with you and talk to you about something that I know so many studio owners are thinking about right now, even if they don't want to say out loud. And that is, can the small independent studio survive the Pilates boom? You open Instagram and another Club Pilates is opening, another Solid Core, another Jet Set, another Body Rock, another franchise, another studio with private equity money behind it. Maybe there are 2 or 3 studios opening with just a few miles of you or even just a few feet of your studio. And you start to wonder, can my small independent studio actually survive this? Am I going to get squeezed out? Is there even room anymore for the little guy, for the mom and pop and the mom and mom shop? And I want to tell you something today that I hope gives you both perspective and a plan, because I'm always about action. The Pilates industry is exploding, and that is exactly why private equity and investors are pouring money into it. Pilates is the fastest growing category in boutique fitness right now. Investors love it because it has recurring memberships, high client retention, and relatively low overhead compared to some other fitness businesses. And I say relatively because take everything with a grain of salt. And there is still so much room for growth. So when private equity firms invest in a Pilates brand, they are not betting that independent studios will disappear. No, my friends. They are betting that the demand for Pilates is going to continue to grow for the next 5 to 7 years. That's right. Continue to grow. That is good news. But here's the truth. The businesses that survive are probably not going to look the same as they did 5 years ago. Definitely not 10 years ago. And possibly not even 2 years ago for that matter. The middle of the road, the independent Pilates studio is going to have a more challenging time. And that can be a good thing. Studios with no clear niche, no systems, and an owner doing everything herself, that studio, my friends, is going to be challenged. But the studios that are specialized, run, financially smart, and deeply connected to their clients, those studios will thrive. Because private equity-backed brands do not win because they are better at Pilates. No, they win because they are better at systems. They have bigger marketing budgets, stronger technology, more SOP, better reporting, more consistent onboarding, more capital to grow quickly. But they are not better at relationships. They are not better at knowing your clients. They are not better at creating something truly unique. So today, what I want to walk you through, what I think an investor or business strategy would actually advise an independent studio owner to do if they wanted to survive and thrive over the long term. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about some things that you can actually accomplish. Number 1, first, differentiate or die, my friends. If you are trying to compete by being a smaller, prettier, cheaper version of a franchise, you're probably going to lose. You cannot compete on price, convenience. We have reformers too. Generic intro offers and generic branding. Independent studios that are going to survive and thrive are the ones that are going to become known for something specific. So what does that mean? Maybe it's women over 40, prenatal, postnatal, active aging, injury recovery, golfers, runners, pickleball players, having PTs on your team, people who want luxury and hands-on support, physical therapy plus Pilates. The more specific you become, the less price sensitive your clients become. Because people are not just paying for Pilates. We know this. They're paying for a result, an outcome, a transformation. They're paying to feel seen. They're paying to work with someone who understands exactly what they need. They are paying for experts. And while a franchise can offer consistency, they cannot offer the depth of expertise and personalization that many of these small independent studios can. So instead of asking, how do I compete with Club Pilates? Ask yourself, what can I become known for that no one else in the market is doing? So second, build the kind of community a franchise cannot replicate. The biggest competitive advantage we have as independent studios is not our equipment. It's not our logo. It's not our classes. It's our relationships and our teachers. We know our clients' names. We know when their daughter is getting married. We know when their grandson is getting drafted first round in the NFL. We know when they've had knee surgery. We know when they've been struggling and have not been in for a few weeks because of something personal happening. We know when they get a new job, when they're going through a divorce, training for a trip, getting vaccination. All of that matters. In the next 5 to 6 years, I really think clients are going to split into two groups. The first group wants cheap, convenient, transactional, trendy. The second group wants personalized, meaningful, relationship-driven expert experiences. And that's where the independent studios need to intentionally choose which group they want to serve. You're never going to be able to compete on cheaper pricing with a franchise, but you can absolutely beat them at creating a place where people feel known, supported, and connected. What does this mean? What does this look like? Celebrating milestones, checking in when clients disappear, building community events like special ones, remembering the details, surprise and delight, making people feel like they belong and a place where they feel connected. So third, stop running your business emotionally and start running it like a CEO. This is the hard part. This is the part no one likes to hear. Why? Because it's hard. Yes, it is hard. Running a business is hard, and you can do hard things. We all can do hard things. Most independent studios are still being run emotionally instead of strategically. Most of us get into this industry because we love helping people. We love teaching. We love the movement, and we didn't go to business school. So we don't necessarily have those skill traits. But if you want to survive long term, you cannot just be the best instructor in the room. You have to become a CEO. It's your responsibility to know the payroll percentage of revenue, your utilization percentage, your average revenue per session. What is your cancellation rate? What is your membership churn? How many clients you need each and every day, each and every week, each and every month to replace the ones that you're losing? Because private equity-backed businesses know these numbers inside and out. But you don't need a giant company to do that. You just need to start paying attention, creating the systems and processes that can be replicable, repeatable in your business, and then making sure the right people on your team are running those systems and processes. So that will free you up as owner to focus on the 20% of things that are going to drive 80% of your revenue, okay? So you as owner should be spending 80% of your time on the 20% of the tasks that are going to move the needle. I know that's not what most people want to hear, but if your payroll is creeping above 45%, your schedule utilization is only at 60, you're allowing too many package exceptions, discount creeping, if clients are freezing and disappearing without a retention and a follow-up system, those are the kind of hidden leaks that can be costing you thousands, tens of thousands of dollars every year. This was what we talked about in one of the previous episodes, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, how to find these hidden leaks in your business and how to plug them so all the hard work you're doing getting new people in the business doesn't leak out of the bottom of the bucket. This is not about being corporate. It's about becoming intentional and making intentional decisions that are going to move your business forward. So, number 4, stop relying on one revenue stream. The smartest things independent studios can do is stop being a place just to practice Pilates. You want to try to create intentional multiple revenue streams. So you have membership and group class packages. You have private sessions. You have semi-private pods. You have workshops. Maybe you have retreats. Maybe you have teacher training. Maybe you have wellness services. Maybe you partner with PTs, massage, chiropractors, mental health counselors, nutritionists. These different types of, I want you to be known for something, but at the same time, you can have differentiating revenue streams. You can offer digital education. You can offer online programs. Franchises are often built around one thing. They thrive on volume, all right? They're in the volume industry. We thrive on quality and expertise, not volume. Independent studios can build something much deeper and more diversified with intentionality around their offer stack. Maybe your clients come to you for Pilates, but maybe they also stay because you have a pelvic floor BT. You have active aging workshop. You host an annual retreat. You have a teacher training program, right? You have online support. All of these things can lead to additional revenue streams. So you're not pigeonholed into one specific thing. Now, this one I really love, and I think this is where independent studios have a huge opportunity in the next 2 to 5 years. The explosion of new Pilates instructors is actually a huge opportunity. And this is the part I think almost no one is talking about because the Pilates industry is growing so fast. There are thousands of new Pilates instructors entering the industry today, tomorrow, next month, and over the next several years. Franchises and businesses that are growing, the biggest thing they need is teachers. Okay. I hear this all the time from people. We just need to hire. What does that mean? It means people are going to go through abbreviated teacher trainings or learning just enough to get into the classroom because that's what some of these studios need. They just need a body in the room. That's where we as small independent studios can differentiate ourselves by the quality, not only by the quality of instruction that we have at our place of business at our studio, but by providing possible mentorship to those instructors that are feeling underprepared. Just because they went through a weekend workshop or something doesn't mean they're terrible people. Maybe that's all they knew that was available because they got hit with an ad on Google or on Facebook. But we have an opportunity. Maybe they start and they're like, oh, wow, there's so much more to this industry. I now want to learn from mentors. They are going to want more confidence, more support, more knowledge, more education, more mentorship, more help learning how to work with injuries, pregnancy, other special populations, more help learning how to work with programming, how to teach to the body in front of them. This is where independent studios have an incredible opportunity. Franchises may create more Pilates instructors. Independent studios, you can create better ones. Independent studios can become the place where instructors go to become truly excellent. You can become known as the studio where new teachers go to build confidence, the place instructors go to learn how to work safely with injuries or pregnancy, the continuing education hub for prenatal or active aging Pilates working with athletes, the place where teachers learn not just to think, but how to teach a class, how to think critically and become an expert. This could look like workshops, mentorship programs, advanced teacher training, continuing education, specialty certifications, apprenticeships, anatomy courses, business coaching for instructors, what I do, especially for so many of you who have backgrounds in physical therapy, biomechanics, women's health, injury recovery. This knowledge is valuable, and it is something a big franchise usually doesn't replicate. The smartest long-term play may not just to become the best studio for clients, it may be to become the best studio for instructors too. Because when you do that, you also create another revenue stream. You create a stronger reputation. You build a pipeline for hiring. You retain better instructors on your team, and you become much, much harder to compete with. And it could possibly light you up. It could energize you to mentor other instructors and be a place where people are like, oh, I want to go work with that studio because they are extremely capable and knowledgeable, and I became a better instructor for it. So something to consider. And finally, build a business someone would want to buy. I tell this to everyone. Build to sell, even if you don't know what that looks like. Even if you think, because I used to think this too, who would buy my studio? Why wouldn't they just take $300,000 or $500,000 and go open their own? I've learned a lot, and I now know why, because it's easier to buy a business that already has clients, already has systems, and that you can grow on, okay, than buying something, than starting from scratch. It's easier for a lot of people to buy a house that they can renovate rather than build from scratch. It's usually also much less expensive. So even if you never think you want to sell your studio, I want you to consider building it like you could, because businesses that are the most sellable are also the businesses that are the strongest and most resilient. That means you have systems, you have recurring revenue, you have strong margin, you have documented processes that people are following on a replicable, repeatable basis. You have leaders on your team. You own a business that does not fall apart if you leave for a week or a month for that matter. The more your business depends entirely on you as the owner, the more vulnerable you are and the less valuable it is. The more your business can stand on its own, the stronger you and your business become. So if you are feeling scared by all of the franchises, all of the competition, all of the private equity money coming into this industry, I want you to hear this as a possible reframe. The future does not belong to the biggest studio. It belongs to the studio that knows exactly who it serves, delivers an exceptional experience, and is run like a real asset, a sellable asset business. So yes, there is still so much room for the independent studio. And the ones that are going to survive and thrive are going to be the ones that stop trying to compete on price and start competing on value, on expertise, relationships, systems, and community. And honestly, I think that is where most of you shine. That's where most of you have value that you don't even realize. No amount of money can replicate you. No amount of money can replicate me, Christa Gurka. What I did try to do, though, in Pilates in the Grove was take everything that was in my head, put it down on paper, and make sure that I had the right people running those systems. It's not just about creating the systems. It's about making sure that the systems are followed by everyone on your team and they are repeatable. So you build the systems and then you hire the people to run the systems. That, my friends, is how you compete. Creating more structure in your business so that you can have freedom in your life. I want to thank you, as always, for listening. If this episode resonated with you, I'm sure there's a lot of people talking about this right now. It's a scary thing out there. I just want you to know there is still room in this industry for the independent studio. There is still room in this industry for 4 and 5 reformer studios. There is definitely room in this industry for private pay physical therapy. There is definitely room in the industry where insurance-based practices can grow. All of these businesses can grow and thrive with the right infrastructure to make that happen. That is the biggest change. Gone are the days where you can hang a shingle outside. And by the way, for those of you that don't know what a shingle is, it's basically your sign. And just tell people, oh yeah, I have a Pilates studio and it'll fill the doors. No, there's a lot of competition out there. Competition is good for everyone. It keeps us on our toes. I'm in Miami. I had, within my studio, within both studio locations, I probably had 5 to 10 studios that you could walk to, right? But instead of focusing on all of the competition, I took that energy and I was like, how can I create the best infrastructure at Pilates in the Grove? And how can I create a competition-proof system and business and client experience? And it worked. And I'd love to be able to help you do that. So if this resonated with you, if you have questions, if you have comments, I would love for you to DM me over on Instagram, or maybe take a screenshot of this episode that you're listening to and tag someone who needs to hear this on Instagram. I'm always at Christa Gurka. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.